Just so thankful and blessed to have a mom like her.
Everything was beautiful. Kimmy and Maurice both looked really, really good. So, you know, they had everybody in white. Everybody got along fine. Praise the Lord.
So how are things with you?
I mean, it's so-so. I think that being at Kimmy and Maurice's wedding just really made me reflect on my marriage. And Martell and I, we had a very interesting conversation, to say the least.
For years, people believed they had already heard everything about the drama between Melody and Martell Holt. The arguments, the heartbreak, the public fallout. It all played out in front of millions. Fans thought nothing else could possibly surprise them. But then, just when things finally seemed calmer, someone unexpected stepped forward. Someone who had stayed quiet for years. Melody's own mother. And what she revealed left everyone completely stunned. Because this wasn't just another opinion. This wasn't social media gossip. This was family. And when family decides to speak, everything changes. From the outside,
I want to do it. You know,
I'm ready.
Right. And then, you know, the good thing about it, I was thinking with you guys having 7 days on and 7 days off, the 7 days that you have them, I can make sure I'm here in Huntsville in case you need me. And the 7 days off, I can do whatever I want to do, you know.
Go where you want to go,
And who knows, maybe him and I would get to a place where if he needs me to keep the kids, I would be willing to do that
And that's
for
what
him.
used to happen in the past.
Yeah.
Sometimes he would call you and ask you about watching them, or whether that was because we were going to go out of town, or you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
So hopefully, you know, we'll get to that place where, you know, he could call me and I could say, oh yeah, I'll keep him this week for you, or a couple of days if you got to go out of town and do something.
Melody and Martell once looked like the perfect power couple. They built businesses together, raised children together, and created a brand that fans admired. Their journey wasn't just about love. It was about ambition, growth, and success. People saw them as a team that could overcome anything. But behind the scenes, things weren't always as perfect as they appeared. Over time, cracks began to show. At first, they were small: a tense conversation, a distant moment, subtle shifts in energy that most people wouldn't notice. Melody tried to hold things together. She focused on her family, her career, and the life they built together.
What I need from you is knowing that this is not going to happen again.
It was a friendship.
A friendship with added in.
Okay, yeah.
How long was it?
A year.
So you're still lying.
No, I'm...
See, we can't move
Okay,
forward.
we talked for 2 years.
Like many people in relationships, she wanted to believe that challenges were temporary. Then, the rumors started. At first, they felt like background noise, something easy to ignore. But slowly, those whispers grew louder. Questions started forming. People began speculating about Martell's loyalty. Eventually, the truth about one affair came to light, and everything changed. Their marriage began to unravel publicly. The arguments became more intense, the heartbreak became more visible. Fans watched as their once admired relationship fell apart in real time. It was emotional, it was messy, and it was impossible to ignore. Throughout all of this, Melody's mother remained mostly silent. She supported her daughter quietly. She stayed in the background.
You should be shaking your dang on head at yourself. I ain't did. You always doing. You was doing 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people? You always doing that. You always doing. No, it ain't accurate. No, it's not actually accurate. You said to me that when we were married, I was going to hotels cheating on you. That's a goddamn lie.
I didn't say you wanted to.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say that you was.
Yes, you did.
There's
And
a
you've said it
possibility.
multiple times.
There's a possibility, because like me.
Well, we know
what?
you was cheating.
It's okay. Okay. I'm sorry for that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Not
I
sorry
knew
for
they was
cheating.
going to destroy
You're not
what
sorry.
we had. All this. It wouldn't have been like it is.
She chose not to add fuel to an already painful situation. Many people assumed she simply didn't want to be involved. But what nobody realized was that she had been observing everything closely, and she had her own thoughts. For years, she kept those thoughts to herself. She watched her daughter go through pain. She saw the ups and downs. She listened, she comforted, and she stayed strong. but she didn't speak publicly, not until now. Because according to her, the story everyone thought they knew wasn't the full story. And that's where everything took.
If you were in a relationship with Shari and you said it was a business arrangement, that's in the paperwork too, verbatim.
You such a liar.
No, I'm not.
You are such
A shocking turn. She revealed that the situation with Martell may not have been limited to what the public already knew. According to her, there was another relationship, one that had been kept extremely quiet, a connection that didn't receive the same attention as the previous scandal. What nobody expected was that this alleged relationship may have been happening at the same time everything else was unfolding. That's when fans started asking questions. Because if this is true, it changes everything. It suggests that while the world focused on one scandal, another one may have been quietly happening in the background, hidden, protected, carefully managed. And suddenly, the entire narrative began to shift. She described moments that felt suspicious at the time: late-night phone calls, unexpected absences, trips that didn't quite make sense. Back then, these moments didn't have clear answers, but now she believes those pieces fit together in a way that paints a very different picture. But here's the twist: she didn't speak earlier for a reason. She explained that she didn't want to interfere in her daughter's marriage. She believed Melody deserved to come to her own conclusions. As a mother, she wanted to support, not control. So she stayed quiet. She waited. She watched. And that silence lasted for years. But eventually, something changed. She said watching Martell continue to shape his public image became difficult for her to ignore. Conversations about growth, change, and moving forward started appearing more frequently. From her perspective, the story being told publicly didn't match what she believed to be true. And that's when she decided to speak. Not quietly, not subtly, but in a way that immediately grabbed attention. Her words carried emotion. You could hear the frustration, you could hear the protectiveness, and most of all, you could hear the pain of watching someone you love go through something difficult. Social media reacted almost instantly. Some people said they weren't surprised. Others were completely shocked. Fans began debating what this meant. Some questioned whether there really was another relationship. Others believed there had always been more to the story. And that's when everything started gaining momentum. Because once something like this is said publicly, it creates pressure. People wanted answers. They wanted clarity. They wanted to know if this hidden relationship was real, and if it was, how long it had been going on. But perhaps the most emotional part of this situation isn't just the allegations themselves, it's what they represent. Because at its core, this isn't just about relationships. It's about trust. It's about honesty. It's about the pain that comes from discovering that someone may have been living two different lives. For Melody, this adds another layer to an already difficult journey. She has worked hard to rebuild her life. She focused on her children. She poured energy into her career. She tried to move forward with strength and grace. Many fans admired her resilience. They saw a woman determined to create a new chapter.
But revelations like this have a way of reopening old wounds. Even when you've moved on, hearing new information about the past can bring back emotions you thought you had already healed from. And for Melody's mother, the emotional weight is just as strong. She spoke not only as someone observing the situation, but as a mother protecting her child. That perspective adds a deeper level of emotion to everything she said. She made it clear that her intention wasn't revenge. It wasn't about creating more drama. According to her, it was about truth, about making sure the full story is understood. Because in her eyes, healing requires honesty. And maybe that's why her words hit so hard. They forced people to question everything they thought they knew. They reminded everyone that public stories often don't show the full picture, and they highlighted how complex relationships can become when emotions, trust, and personal lives are involved. Meanwhile, Martell now finds himself at the center of another wave of attention.
the narrative is shifting again, and this time the conversation isn't just coming from fans or critics, it's coming from someone close to the situation, someone who watched everything unfold firsthand. Whether he chooses to respond or remain silent, the impact is already there. Because once something like this is shared publicly, it changes the conversation. And as the story continues to unfold, one thing is clear: this isn't over, not even close. Because if this revelation surprised everyone, it leaves one question hanging in the air: what else might still be unknown? Sometimes the most powerful moments don't come from loud arguments or dramatic confrontations. Sometimes they come from quiet voices finally deciding to speak. Melody's mother stayed silent for years. She watched, she supported, she protected. But when she finally chose to speak, her words created a ripple effect that nobody expected. And now the story continues. For Melody, it's another chapter in a journey defined by strength and resilience. For her mother, it's about standing up for her daughter and sharing what she believes to be the truth. And for Martell, the next steps could shape how this entire situation is remembered. Because in the end, stories like this aren't just about drama. They're about trust, growth, choices, and the complicated reality of relationships that play out both privately and publicly. And as viewers continue watching, waiting, and wondering, one thing remains certain. Sometimes the biggest surprises don't come from the people in the spotlight. Sometimes they come from the ones who were quietly watching all along.